Let's go to Congresswoman Nancy Mace of South Carolina. And Congresswoman, very good to have you. I was thinking of you because your whole rationale for running was to stop this rigmarole and at least use some common sense. Now you're in the United States Congress. You're facing a $3.5 trillion so-called human infrastructure package that might ultimately just need in the Senate to pass by a simple majority. That looks very likely the way things stand right now. Does it worry you?
Very likely and very scary. And you're right. Republicans and Democrats have contributed to this problem over the last several decades, but it has reached an all-time high. In fact, this morning I read the Consumer Price Index is in the first half of this year already reached 5.4%. And the last time it spiked this high was in 2008 and during the recession. And on top of that, you know, the Democrats have already made everything more expensive, and now they want to give away the farm with this additional spending. And you're right, we're talking about $6 trillion just to start, just for their down payment. And this is for free college. This is Green New Deal measures. But the problem is things aren't free. Somebody has to pay that bill. And at the end of the day, it'll be on the backs, I believe, of hardworking Americans who have jobs and pay taxes. And now Democrats are training the American people that they're going to get a check from the government every single month.
You know, it's interesting because the parties are chasms apart on this issue. Democrats are dead set to say that this is going to be very beneficial to them, that more Americans like what they're proposing than don't. Republicans are equally adamant that this is going to lead to spiraling inflation, and all of the gains Americans are getting, tax credits and the rest, will be eaten up by higher gas, food costs, and all of that. One of you is going to be right. And do you fear that the popularity of these measures is going to make Republicans look bad for being against credit breaks for those with kids who are hurting in these times? I understand your rationale, but that you might be on the wrong side of this politically.
Well, it's always a risk. I mean, who doesn't want a free check from the government? The problem is these things aren't free. And these people are going to pay for it, as you said, through higher gas prices. The cost of groceries are already going up. Inflation is here and it's not going away. And let's face it, I'm a single mom right now, and I feel that pain as well when I look at my kids every day. When we go to the grocery store, when we go to the gas pump, the gas is up almost 80 cents. It's gone up at the first of the year. It hasn't gone back down. We see it every day in our lives as well. And it's not going to be easy, but the pain that people are going to feel, I think 6 months, a year from now, when they see that their children and their grandchildren are saddled with this kind of historic debt and the way that prices will go up, there's no way to pay for this without raising taxes, and to pay for it in the middle of the pandemic. And we don't know how long COVID's going to be here. The Delta variant is rearing its ugly head. We don't know how long it'll stay here. The vaccine is very good at keeping people out of the hospitals who get it, but this could affect us for the long term, for the next couple of years. And what's the impact on small businesses going to be? How are they going to keep their doors open? How are they going to keep their people employed? And how do we keep our kids in school so they can get educated, so at some point when we get out of this, they can get a job? And all of these things are extremely important, which is why I am concerned. Free checks from the government every month, it's not free. We have to pay that bill. Somebody's got to pay that bill.
Well, so far they're saying that it is the Democrats that the rich will pay it. I know you've mentioned in prior appearances there that this filters down, that everyone will pay it. The higher inflation, of course, everyone pays for that as well. But let me ask you a little bit about the mechanics of this, Congressman. The first hit will be, or the first proposal to come before you guys will be that roughly $1 trillion infrastructure plan. It has bipartisan support. The president then wants to follow up with this $3.5 trillion. But let's put that aside for the time being. Do you support the infrastructure plan as it stands, roughly at $1 trillion, half of that, using re-provided COVID funds that have not been spent? Are you on board with that?
I'm on board with $1 trillion infrastructure package as long as we're not raising taxes to get there. And my understanding, there's roughly $2 trillion in unspent COVID relief money. So the funding mechanism is there, and I do believe we can do it without raising taxes. I'm very, very cautious and I think suspect of more spending when we have to raise taxes on the American people. Washington has never had a revenue problem, but we've had a spending problem, and it's been Republicans and Democrats that have contributed to it. And you had the federal government, state and local government literally shut businesses down because of COVID, but they kept going. They kept collecting taxes. They didn't cut their spending. They didn't set any money aside. And so all I would ask is that the government treat those, treat themselves the way they treat businesses in this country as well. So I'll support it as long as we don't have to raise taxes to get there.
Got it. All right, Congressman, very good seeing you. Representative Nancy Mace, House Transportation Infrastructure Committee, key player from South Carolina, new congresswoman at that.